This is the story of Jelly Beam. Jelly Beam is your average friendly neighborhood pre-stressed beam. It contains 2.6-inch strands and it is 16 inches deep. It has a cross-sectional area of 75 square inches. It was predicted that this beam would crack at a load of 20 kips and it would carry an ultimate load of 31 kips. The story of Jelly Beam begins at the Gate Precast Yard in Monroeville, Alabama. On May 10, 2016, the team members had only one purpose. They wanted to bring their designs to life. They worked tirelessly along with the people at the precast yard and made sure that the formwork was in order. The concrete was then poured and thus the beam began its long and arduous journey. This is a story of how Jelly Beam gloriously serves its purpose, but you should know upfront that it does not end well for the beam. The beam eventually made its way to the large-scale structures lab at the University of Alabama. These fierce battlefields remain a witness to many a fallen warriors. Aware of its inevitable fate, our bold Jelly Beam marched forward. It was a sight to behold. Decked up in its battle armor, it had string potentiometers, an NDI optotrack system, and 2 concrete strain gauges to aid in its battle. Jelly Beam was ready to be tested.
Hello everyone, this is the Jelly Beam team from University of Alabama participating in PCI Big Beam Competition 2016. I am Mohammad Kabir Hossain, a team member of this Jelly Beam team.
Hello, my name is Said Hayati, also a member of Team Jelly Beam.
And I am Vidyasagar Ronanki, also a member of Team Jelly Beam. This competition provided us with a very good opportunity to know more about the pre-stressing world in general. We were interacting with the industry professionals at Gate Precast, and we learnt a lot through these interactions. If we take up one of the examples, in our initial design, learning from previous year's experience, we wanted to go for a mixed design which was at 15,000 psi concrete compressive strength. When we approached Gate Precast with this value, they said that this is a very high value and it would disrupt their daily activities to a considerable extent. We realized that having done so many problems and having known so much about pre-stressing design in general, you can't just go about assuming whatever F prime C that you want. You have to take into consideration what is actually feasible. So this was a valuable experience for us, that engineering is not just about finding deflections or stresses and strains, it is also about accommodating the practical considerations. There were several experiences like these when it comes to design. Saeed will explain more about some of his own experiences that he had.
Thanks, Vidyasagar. I also learned new things, especially regarding to sensors. We used 2 strain gauges inside of the big beam. We put them there during the casting day, and also we had a load cell to measure the applied load on the beam. And more than that, we used NDI OptoTrack, which is a surface-based measuring system to measure the deformation of the beam. And in future, we use this information, this data, to calculate the strain in the big beam. As an extra, we used a string potentiometer to measure the displacement of the beam. We installed 3 of these instruments underneath of the beam. This knowledge can also help me in my future research, and I will use them to conduct my research. Kabir will talk about his experience too.
Yes, it was a really good learning experience for me. This is the first time I'm participating in a competition like that. And when we went to get precast to cast the beam, we saw how they mold, how they form a mold for casting a beam, how they put the reinforcement strands, and how they put pre-stressing forces on the strands. And we also saw how they mix concrete for high strengths also. And all these all these stages was a really learning experience for me. And beside this, they also show how they are constructing architectural facades with incorporating with the structural things. So this is not only just applying the structural knowledge in a field, they also show us how they are applying architectural things in combination with structural members also. So we learned about these things a lot there. So these are the important things that we learned. Thanks the other members of Jellybeam for having this kind of experience.
Thanks, Kabir. I also want to mention that taking part in this Big Beam competition give us this opportunity to utilize the obtained knowledge in the classroom in the real world. We also learned that a good designer group needs to have and keep in touch with the factory that is going to construct the building. Thanks.
If I may add to whatever Saeed said, we might not have predicted the values as accurately as we would hope for, but that doesn't take away from us this experience of engineering, fabricating, and testing the beam. Overall, it was a very good learning curve for all of us. Each of us sort of learned a unique thing in our own way, applying it to our own research or which will help us in our future endeavors. We would like to thank PCI for giving us this wonderful opportunity too, and thanks everyone else in the Jellybean team.